We are here with Stephen Burnett, Canadian builder and driver of historic race cars, who will be the group leader accompanying Rhodes Scholar participants on a transatlantic educational adventure on the Queen Mary 2 to experience the iconic Goodwood Revival. Greetings, Stephen. Can you describe the appeal of this period event that celebrates the history and nostalgia of British car racing and how it has attracted automobile enthusiasts worldwide?
The event was founded by Lord March and is held each September at the famous Goodwood Automobile Race Circuit, which is about 2.5 hours southwest of London on the magnificent March family estate. The revival features road racing cars that would have competed at the circuit between 1948 and 1966. It includes 3 days of highly competitive racing, and some 140,000 enthusiasts attend each day, many outfitted in authentic period costumes from the era they love most. In fact, it's not uncommon to see rows of decorated Allied Air Force, Army and generals strolling alongside their Russian counterparts, all just dressed up for the occasion.
Please give us some more insight into this extraordinary Rhodes Scholar learning experience.
This experience begins in England with 10 fascinating days of field trips and behind-the-scenes exploration at famous racetracks and some of the more iconic motoring museums and car factories in the UK. Rhodes Scholars will spend the first night in London meeting their fellow historic race car enthusiasts and being fitted with their Goodwood Revival costumes. Then we will spend 2 nights in Stratford-on-Avon and a further 7 nights in Portsmouth, which is an easy drive from the Goodwood estate. We'll hear talks by local motoring historians and meet automobile restorers and be personally escorted behind the scenes at these fascinating museums, racetracks and of course finally at the Goodwood Revival itself. When the revival ends, we'll spend 3 more days exploring in England, where our return across the Atlantic in the magnificent Queen Mary 2 from Southampton to New York. That is an experience entirely unto itself.
Which of these motoring museums or sites are your personal favorites, Stephen?
Well, you put me on the spot there because they're also amazingly interesting, but I have to say that the iconic Morgan car factory, where cars are still handmade virtually before your eyes, is extraordinary. The behind-the-scenes exploration at Silverstone, the home of the British Grand Prix, and a day at Brooklands, which is a spiritual home for automobile racing in the UK.
What can Rhodes Scholars expect during a typical day at the Goodwood Revival?
Well, we plan to be at the Goodwood estate early each day by 9 a.m. We'll then stroll around the entire circuit in a counterclockwise direction so guests can experience the oncoming race cars as we move from location to location. Now, for the first 2 days, roaming grandstand seats are reserved for Rhodes Scholars, allowing us a wide choice of covered seating, and dedicated grandstand seats are reserved for the final day of competition.
Apart from the cars and the Goodwood racetrack itself, what else is there to do at the revival?
Well, there's a great deal to see and participate at the revival, including a huge outside gallery of specialist car vendors selling the most amazing variety of parts and memorabilia and, in fact, cars themselves. Lord March has also invited in-period food vendors to showcase their wares, as Rhodes Scholars can visit an English pub, a French bistro, or just picnic in the park alongside their fellow enthusiasts. Lord March has created a truly unparalleled atmosphere for those who are devoted to classic cars, and Rhodes Scholars are in for an exceptional learning experience.
Thank you, Stephen. And speaking of classic cars, one last question. Can you tell us about your car?
Oh, this is becoming a family heirloom. We found it in a farmer's field in the middle of a cold Canadian winter, hiding under a blanket of snow. We unearthed it, brought it home to our workshop, and have restored the entire car to be a very capable 1954 sports racer, which we hope to compete in Canada and in the United States during 2017. And I hope to talk about that further at the visit to the Goodwood Revival.